Boom, 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 chickadee chanker, lads and lasses. How's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you very much for joining me for this afternoon's Transfer Daily Manchester United News Roundup, where we go over all the latest transfer news and also any sort of new breaking stuff from within the club of Manchester United. Hope you're all having a good day, everyone. So let's see who's in here quickly. Give it a refresh. We've got Mark Pentiff. What's going down? Kayam, Mr. J, Ho, the Toxic Stan. How you doing there? Jutaru Kuchu Tuck, Brandon C, Jamie Loku Jones, Jim Joe Bobley, Harvey Goddard. Everyone, thank you so much for stopping by and getting in here. Matthew Adeteo, Ryan Berberspin 9, Gabriel Lopez. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from in the world. And shout out to each and every one of you legends. Right, let's get into it then, lads and lasses, because I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get a little bit pissed off. And I want to talk about Jadon Sancho and the actual realistic possibility of him coming to Manchester United now. Because look, we're expecting a bit in the next sort of 24 hours. That's what we're hearing. But it still seems like we're just sat around twiddling our thumbs. And there's even some sort of reports and little bits of information coming out that maybe Manchester United are looking elsewhere at the minute. So I just wanted to jump on here and sort of talk about it. There's a little bit of other sort of news to do with Manchester United in terms of transfers. But at this moment in time, the facts are the facts, just to start right now at the top of the video and say that as far as we are aware, Manchester United have still not renegotiated successfully with Borussia Dortmund for the transfer of Jadon Sancho. We still have to have a game of football on the 19th in the Premier League, 19th of September. So, crikey, we got our work cut out for us between now and then to get him into this football club, don't we, lads and lasses? Oh my days. I can see there's a bunch of you tuning in. Smash a like on it if you have not done so already. That would help this out loads. Appreciate everyone who does. Get your thoughts and opinions in throughout the show. I will sort of duck in and out of the comment section as we go. But obviously I'll talk about the sort of individual topics and then get in there and see what you guys think. Pancash Pawani says, Pig, relax. I can't relax, Pancash, mate. Have you seen this transfer window from United so far? We got Donny van der Beek, mate. That's fine and everything. But we need to get a little bit more than that, don't we? I mean, come on. Jadon Sancho, this saga's been going on for like a bloody year now. Are you not sick and tired of it? Can't United just go and pay the money and get it done? I just don't understand the complete lack of bottle from our club. Griselda Palace, he says, hello Pig, how you doing? I'm doing good, Griselda. Thank you so much for getting in here. Becky Hope, I'm good. Hope you are too. Sandy Barash, hello to you. Ryan Kinch, Joshua Commander, great to have you, bunch of you legends in here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Right then, so yes, there's some reports that United are hoping to get him in by the Crystal Palace game, which is September the 19th. Personal terms and everything, as far as we understand it, are completely agreed with Jadon Sancho. That was the case a good while ago anyway, because it seems like the player wants to join Manchester United. It seems like Solskjaer wants to get him in the side. He's, of course, had emergency talks with the board recently, from what we understand as well, in regards to Jadon Sancho. So we obviously want to get him in there. He is Solskjaer's number one priority. I just personally, I'm feeling a little bit nervy about it now, lads and lasses. I just wanted to get on here and let you know, because it seems just, I would have thought there'd been a little bit more movement today. Maybe something will come out later. Maybe it'll be in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that, like we've been thinking. But Manchester United at this moment in time, unless they're doing it completely secretively, and actually there is some reports to say that the board is really not happy at the moment. They're quite frustrated that certain details of the negotiations to do with Jadon Sancho at the club have been leaked to the press and leaked to the media, and it's getting out there. So there's something to say that maybe they've got less staff involved now with the transfer, and also there's a good possibility that they're trying to sort of do it on the low key, do it like Jamie, basically on the low key Jones, you know what I mean? So they're trying to do it real low key, lads and lasses. But it seems that way. It seems that way because there's obviously no official movement, any confirmation from either football club at the moment. As it stands, Dortmund are saying, we do not want to sell this player. He's our player. We had your chance to sign him and you blew it. So we're keeping him. That's what Dortmund are saying at the moment. And as we understand, Manchester United, as of yet, haven't actually tabled an official bid or anything like that. What's going on, Ruddy Can't Game? What's going on, Ryan Berberspin 9, Kayam, Ice Queen Gaming, Waves Rolls, Floyd Clark, Alicante Pro. Great to have you guys stopping by. Smash that like button and get involved as we go along about any topics you think we should be discussing. Waves Rolls makes a good comment here and says the Glazers don't want to spend money. Well, that's a given, isn't it? They're a bunch of bloody absolute tight-fisted melters. They definitely don't want to spend any money. And maybe they're just doing it to save a few weeks' wages on Jadon Sancho because it's big money, 250k a week. Well, we could just sign him a few weeks later and save ourselves 750k. But that's not the attitude. That's not the way to do it. You need to prepare and get the new players in for the new season. Solskjaer needs these guys in by the Crystal Palace game. Surely, all these players that we're linked to at the moment, they've got basically no real basis of a proper movement going on here. There's all these discussions on all these links and agreed personal terms. But come on then, United, let's have a little bit of movement in this window now. It's getting silly. We have our first and only pre-season friendly tomorrow against Aston Villa, which I'll be doing for a watch along on the channel for, which is at 10 p.m. actually, I think so. But either way, like, we haven't got new players in there other than Donny van der Beek to really put into that system and try and bed in and try and settle and try and get that sort of understanding of what United are trying to do and how we're trying to play. So it doesn't help Solskjaer out. It doesn't help the players out who are coming in when they're just coming into a new team cold after joining from the Bundesliga. So I just don't see any benefit at all to dragging this out just to save a little bit of money or to try and save in terms of fees and things like that and wages and all this kind of stuff. I just think that United should be going to do the business now. I mean, we should have done it at the start of the window. Thank you so much, Ice Queen Gaming, for sharing it on your Twitter. Yeah, if you want to give it a share, you can. That would help us out a lot. And like I say, smash a like on it. Ryan Kinch, what's going on, dude? He says, yeah, I like that kid from City. 1 mil, I think we are paying. Yeah, I mean, look, United are making some sort of movements for young kids and players that are coming into our football club for the future. We need to do it for the first team, though, don't we? We absolutely need to do it for the first team. Yeah, so, I mean, how are you guys feeling about it then? Get your votes in. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think Sancho will be a red this week. Before the Crystal Palace game, let's have a vote. If you think he's going to be here before the Crystal Palace game, smash a 1 in the live chat. If you think that, you know, where's the real basis for this at the moment? There's nothing official from the clubs, and it might drag out a little bit longer so United try and save the money, then smash a 2. Jamie with the 1, Jim Joe Bobley with the 1, Mr. NLWT, Gabriel Lopez, Becky Hopel with the 1, Mark Pentiv with the 1, Ryan Burberspin 9 with the 1. Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of you think he's getting in here. Mr. NLWT, you've just voted 1 and now you're voting 2 again. But look, it is what it is. Dortmund don't have to sell him for anything less. They'd probably rather keep him as well. Like Sashmeet Shrestha says, I'm sure Dortmund would love to keep him, but we have to keep in mind that they are a selling club. You've actually put a spelling club. How ironic is that? You have to keep in mind that they are a spelling club. Anyway, great comment, Shashmi. Yeah, you're right. They traditionally don't keep hold of their players. They usually either end up at Munich or in Spain or, you know, whatever. All of their players tend to get sold on and move on to bigger things. Dortmund is a big club, and they are a good football team, and there's no doubting that they produce unbelievable talents. Just look at the current team they've got. We would take a couple of them, to be fair. There's a bunch of good players in the team, like Hakimi and people like this. So, they definitely have a good team. They definitely produce good talents. He's obviously come through at City there, and he's gone over there a few years ago and developed as a footballer and developed as a player. I think I'm right in saying that he's got a goal or an assist every single game over in the Bundesliga. I think it's 17 and 17 in 34 games, which is just incredible stats, really, for somebody who's 20. So, look, he's obviously a great talent. United need to get it done. It's dragging out now, and it's getting really frustrating. And I hope that we have a little bit of movement and something better to report very soon on Jadon Sancho, because it's a player that we've got to get in for the benefit of this season. Like, we won't have the depth unless we get Jadon Sancho. We've also got to get a centre-back. Like, what is actually happening with this board? What is actually happening? Like, where's the other players coming in? Never mind your Jadon Sanchos of this world. In my opinion, that is a complete bloody luxury signing. That's a dream signing. That's a great signing, but it also isn't necessarily a great foundation block for the team for the season. You know what is a great foundation block? A centre-back. Somebody at centre-back to really come in there and do the business, right? Which takes me on to the next bit of transfer news, lads and lasses, and we will get on to Sancho in a bit when you guys want to talk about it and whatnot. The United Way, how you doing there? Mark Pentiv, how you doing? Jim Joe Bobley, David Bainbridge, Be Now Kendall, hello to you too, bro. Great to have you all in here. Thanks for stopping by. So, Chris Smalling to Roma. We've been talking about the last few days. There's reports coming out. It's basically a done deal pending a medical and paperwork's being completed. So, fee is around about 12 million. We understood that to be the case. 13 to 14 million euros. We were saying a few days ago. So, just to give you an update on Chris Smalling, that is looking very, very likely for the next few days. Just pending a medical. and paperwork, lads and lasses. So Chris Smalling will be going out of the football club. He's had a good service, but yeah, time for Small Dong to go on there. Because you know what? When he goes over to Serie A, Chris Smalling, he isn't Chris Small Dong. He's actually Chris Pretty Big Dong. He's Chris Pretty Big Dong over in Serie A. And he probably loves it. He had a great season over there as Chris Pretty Big Dong. And he did well. But hopefully he has a good rest of the career. I've always liked Chris Smalling as a player, so fair play to him. But yeah, he's just not United standard, and at this moment in time, we do need to make these movements and get them on. And the fact is, there's not a whole host of clubs lining up to sign our rejects at the moment, to sign people like Lingard and Pereira and Phil Jones, because they're on a lot of money. Thankfully, we did get rid of some of the rejects over the last few years. Solskjaer's done bits in that regard. Obviously, Inter Milan is reject United. They have Ashley Young, they've got Alexis Sanchez, and of course Romelu Lukaku. So and generally the Serie A is just sort of becoming a graveyard for Manchester United. So I do hope that maybe Lingard or somebody comes in here. But actually, you know what? It's understood Jesse Lingard is actually expected to stay at Manchester United this season. Just to give you an update on Lingard, we've been talking about maybe Jesse's one of the main candidates to go and leave Manchester United in this transfer window. And I absolutely think that should be the case, because we've seen enough from him over the last 2 years to understand that he's absolutely pretty gashtastic. He's all right, though. I mean, he's got his uses at the end of the game, bring him on there, press, expel some energy around the gaff. But is he ever really going to feature upon in the first team? No, but you do need a squad to get the season won. Many hands make light work. And by the way, those old proverbs are bullshit, aren't they? Just to sidetrack it a bit. Many hands make light work. Yeah, okay, that's a great proverb. That's true. So teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, I get it. What's another proverb? Too many cooks spoil the broth. Oh, hang on. That's a little bit of a contradiction there. Proverbs, sort yourself out. Anyway, to get back to it, we do need a squad capable of challenging on all fronts, and Jesse Lingard has got some great abilities in terms of, like I say, pressing and headless chickening it up at the top of the pitch, like I like to say. So. And he's obviously come through the setup at United. He's part of the furniture. But we all know that he's gash, and if we could get rid of him, I would get rid of him. But unfortunately, he's on a lot of money, and it's very off-putting for any football clubs coming in for Jesse Lingard, because he's bloody useless, lads and lasses. And to pay him that amount of money is just preposterous. I don't know how we paid him 120 grand a week or whatever it is for Jesse Lingard. So, it's a lot of money, and not many clubs are going to be coming to line up for him. It seems like Solskjaer is counting on him this season. This is what we've understand. He's counting on Lingard this season. I don't know what he's counting on him for, but maybe just as a late substitute in games. Stuart Rogers, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for getting in. He says, love the studio. Thank you very much for that, Stuart Rogers. Appreciate it, and great to see you in here, buddy. Tuck as well, how you doing? Hunar, Big God Bob's in the gaff. What's going on, Bobby? Everyone else, thanks for stopping by. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. That will help this stream out tremendously. Thanks for getting involved with these daily shows and watching the afternoon and the evening shows. Just to let everyone know about the evening shows, they're all going to be at 9:30 p.m. now. So there was a little bit of variation and stuff like that, but they're all going to be at 9:30. So that's when they'll be starting. The afternoon shows are still going to vary a little bit depending on how much news there is. But the evening show is always going to be at 9:30, just rounding out the day's news at Manchester United. And dealing with any breaking news as well, because usually there's some good breaking news that happens around about sort of, 9:30 on 10 p.m. Usually quite late evening, you do get some good information come out. So hopefully we'll be able to handle some breaking news actually live on the channel as well sometimes. So that's the idea behind that one. So 9:30 everyone. Jez Bish says 9:30. I'm tucked up in bed, to be fair. Oh, fair play. No worries. We can watch it in the morning. You can watch it in the morning. But yeah, shout out to you, matey. Right then. Okay. So yeah, Jesse Lingard. I mean, what do you guys think? Let's just have a little vote on Lingard. Okay, he's got his place at the club in terms of having a squad role, I suppose. There's a lot of games to play and a lot of lesser opposition to play in certain cups and that kind of stuff where Jesse Lingard can be good. So what do you guys think about Jesse Lingard in terms of being at Man United this season? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think Jesse Lingard should be sold. Smash a 2 in the live chat if you think that Jesse Lingard should stay at Manchester United this season. I just want to see. So 1 for sold, 2 for stay. Nelson Boma says, any latest on Sancho? The latest on Sancho really is just that Manchester United seem to be fannying around and twiddling their thumbs and not getting the deal done. It's really quite frustrating. So that's the only real major news I've got to say about Jadon Sancho. It's just a completely gash situation at the club at the moment. But also, like I said, there are reports coming out that the United board are pretty frustrated with the fact that a lot of this negotiation has actually been leaked to the media, and the situation and the amount of figures, the 120 million euros and the structure and all this sort of stuff. So it's understood that the board are actually handling this transfer in a different way. So just to let everyone know, maybe they were not going to be doing it big and out in the open and all that sort of stuff and make it public, because at this moment in time, they would get egg on their face if they were unable to actually get the deal done. So if they had another negotiation with Dortmund and failed to get the agreement in place to get Jadon Sancho to the club, then Man United are going to look like a bunch of tits, to be fair. And Woodward's going to have a serious amount of egg on his dome. So I do understand that to be the case, that they're trying to do it as low-key as possible, behind closed doors. They've got less staff involved in the understandings and the inner workings of this deal. That's what we are understanding. So it makes sense, to be fair, because, like I said, if they do fail to get him, then it looks like an absolute complete fail from Manchester United. Whereas if they don't go in for him now and they fail in some sort of negotiations, then they still got time to get somebody else, and it doesn't look like they've been completely shafted. We understand also that Manchester United are looking for something sort of verbal from Dortmund, even to really progress with these negotiations. So hopefully it's going to be in the next sort of 24 hours. The facts are the facts. Dortmund have said that they don't want to sell Jadon Sancho, but if the money's right, if we match their valuation of him, then I'm sure we can get him. But I would imagine United are going to do it now. We've got to do it now, don't we? Nice one, lads and lasses. So yeah, get your thoughts and opinions in about it anyway. Chibu says Lingard is no longer Lingard. I know he's voted 1 for sell him. John O'Denton's voted 1 for sell him. Stuart Rogers 1. United Way can't make up his mind. Kavish Chandra says 1. Del Amen says 1. Muhammad Ali says 1. Michael June 1. Tuck 2. Mr. Gay. So I think most of you guys are choosing and voting for Jesse Lingard to be sold. I'm with you on that one. I think if you can get him away to Serie A, get him linking up with the Man United B team or C team, Man United's Z team over at Inter Milan. That's a little bit harsh, but you know what I mean. The C team, get them over there at the Italian C team. We're basically their feeder club for their retirees. But anyway, you get him over there at Inter Milan or whatever, wherever. Get some business done and get some money for him too. That'd be pretty cool. But it's unlikely that somebody would come in and pay a big amount of money for Jesse Lingard, based on the fact that they'd have to also pay a lot for his wages. But United could do some sort of situation where we pay him for a small percentage for the remainder of the deal to get him off of our books. But actually, look, he has got his uses. He will probably come in handy at some point because of United's lack of real movement in this window. But I've always championed bringing on new players and developing new players, such as we did last season. Solskjaer doing some bits. He, of course, brought on Greenwood and Brandon Williams throughout the season. I would like to see people like Garner, Mengi brought on this season and really developed and allowed to come into the squad a little bit more. I know we've just signed Van der Beek and our midfield is very, very busy there. But rather than play a player like Andreas Pereira or a player like Lingard, I would much rather us promote somebody in the youth setup and give them an opportunity, because even though they're young, the experience will be great, and I just don't know if they're going to offer much less than somebody like Jesse Lingard or Andreas Pereira would anyway. And you might just find your next Mason Greenwood or your next Paul Scholes or something like that. And Garner looks a really good player. We haven't seen too much from him. We haven't seen much from Mengi in the first team at all. So we want to see Mengi in the first team. You know, he's obviously a very good young talent. He's only 18. I get that. And Twanzebe too. Twanzebe too. We understand Twanzebe is going to be involved a little bit more with Manchester United this season, so it would be very nice. I mean, Solskjaer's been speaking about Twanzebe, and to quote him, he says, Axel is getting closer as well. In a few weeks' time, I guess he will be with us training full time, and hopefully we'll be able to give him games quickly. So this is a direct quote from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I do believe that goes to show you just where Solskjaer's thinking is at this season, and it also goes to show you that maybe United are really not going to go out there and strengthen and get a centre-back in this window either, because we're talking about promoting the likes of Tuanzebe, and of course Mengi as well, I think is another one. But Tuanzebe's another one. He's 22. He should be getting more game time. Give him the chance over Lindelof. I've never really seen Tuanzebe fail in a first-team game for Manchester United. I've seen Lindelof do it loads of times. So give Tuanzebe an opportunity next to Maguire if we can't sign a centre-back. Makes a lot of sense to me. And then also promote Mengi into the first team. Makes a heck of a lot of sense to me. So yeah, I like the idea of doing that. Mr. K809 says, what's going on with Angel Gomez? Angel Gomez is no longer a Manchester United player, my friend. He of course, left Manchester United a couple of months ago on a free. So we developed him all that time and he left on a free. And that's another thing. We should be promoting these players to the first team set up and developing these players yearly. Solskjaer's done a good job of that, to be fair. But he needs to do a slightly more consistent job of it this season and just not reward poor performances with the likes of Lingard and Pereira and these guys and persevere and give a chance to the young lads. I would love to see it, lads and lasses. I'd love to see it. But also I'd love to see us go out there and just sign a centre-back. That would be much better. Ellie, how are you doing? Hayden Johannan, what's going on as well? Jyoti Tapper, hello to you. Says Sancho are moving to Manchester United. Please tell me, sir. Look, we don't say anything's done until it's done on this channel. But when it is done, we will let you know exactly when it's done. Jesh says, Pig, Axel was injured pretty much all of last season. He would have played a lot more. He's class. There you go then. Yeah, that's also a fair point. And I hope that Solskjaer does see that ability and that quality in him and play him above the likes of Victor Lindelof this season. But Lindelof's got his place in the squad, That's why I think we should also get rid of Rojo and stuff, because I actually think Lindelof could be quite a good utility player. I think he could probably play, you can call me an idiot or whatever, but I think he could probably play anywhere across the back line. And also in the CDM role as well. I think he'd probably be okay as an option anyway, as a backup option, anywhere across the back line if you need him. So it's not like I want him to go. I'm just thinking he's never going to be more than a John O'Shea, Wes Brown type player. But those are really good players. Actually, that's doing those guys a disservice because they were epic for United. But you know what I mean? Like, I mean more like that backup to the Rio and Vidic type player. There's the Rio and there's the Vidic, and then there's John O'Shea and Wes Brown, and everyone knows that pecking order. And if that Rio and Vidic are fit, then the Rio and Vidic are playing. So that's how I feel about the centre-back pairing at United. G Wolf United, what's going on, matey? Hey, Ellie as well. Beata Thompson, what a bunch of heroes getting in here. Smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses. If you have not done so already, smash a cheeky little like on it. Also, if you can give this stream a share on social media, that would be absolutely epic. And get involved with your thoughts and opinions throughout the show, because I want to hear from you, lads and lasses. Neil Duffin, the Duffinator. Those double chopped Fox's biscuits look good, by the way, Neil Duffin, mate. I hope you're doing good over there in Holland, matey. How are you today? Great to have you all on board. So in regards to Tuanzebe, it looks like maybe Solskjaer's got plans for Tuanzebe this season, but it also is probably on the back of Manchester United's lack of movement in the transfer window. We understand Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants Upamecano as well. We've got a source here that says, we understand that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does want Upamecano. It's just that that Leipzig are not really willing to sell at this moment in time, and that it would take quite a large bid to get him, because obviously they are doing bits at the moment, Leipzig. Like, if you think about how good Leipzig are, they just obviously really built and done really well over the last couple of seasons, and they're one of the top clubs in Germany at the minute. So Leipzig are obviously a good team. They just lost Werner. They're not looking to lose any more of their really good star players. So I think that is really the situation. It's probably take 50-60 million pounds, and in this current climate with the way United are and the Sancho situation and getting these players in, we're just not willing to go out there and spend hundreds of millions of pounds in this window, which is kind of fair enough, but at least make some intent and spend, a good bit of money. At least get that Sancho deal over the line, and at least get a centre-back option, or at least get that left-back option in then. You've got Van der Beek, you get Sancho, if you got Reguilon or Telles, I think we would all accept that, even if we didn't get a centre-back. And if Mengi or Tuanzebe was given the opportunity in the first team, I think we would all understand what's going on, and you can't just instantly get everyone you want all at the same time. So it's a work in progress. Liverpool did it over the last 5-6 years. Add in puzzle pieces every window or every other window. Add in the puzzle pieces each season to eventually complete the jigsaw, my friends. And the bigger picture at United is building for the future. It's not an instant quick fix. It's not doing what Chelsea are trying to do and have 2 windows in one. It's not trying to have that instant fix. It's just trying to build and get the right players, which is why Sancho's of mass importance, because of his age, because of his quality, because of what it means for the club and the intent. And also another player just to help out in certain situations would be brilliant, because we are lacking guys. Oh my days! Right then, so we got a little bit more news from some other scum here. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp has been speaking, aka White Cliffs of Dover teeth, because he does have some seriously glowing white gnashes. Jurgen Klopp, it says, it's nice that we're being linked with Thiago Alcantara. I've always said he's a good player, but unfortunately I can't end speculations. So what he's saying is he can't end the speculations because they are still in talks and dealings with Thiago Alcantara. So Liverpool, of course, still in the hot pursuit of Thiago Alcantara. That would be gutting if they got him come the end of the season and Manchester United had to bottom out on him. But basically, Fabrizio Romano's tweeted this a little while ago, and he said there's a poker game with Bayern Munich still going on, and Liverpool and Klopp would absolutely love to have Thiago in the club, but there's no agreement yet. Absolutely, they'd love to have him because he's a shit hot player. He's seriously talented. He's done He's done it for years now and won lots of stuff. He's very experienced, and he'd probably be the best midfielder that Liverpool actually have as a proper central mid like that. So he'd instantly come in there and improve them, which is a nightmare. I agree with Gary Neville, and Gary Neville agrees with me, I should say, because I said it first, Gary. But Thiago would be a massive coup for United, because if you can not only sign a player of that quality that's going to add that brilliance to your team, it also takes away the opportunity that Liverpool would get him and strengthen. So it's like a double whammy, lads and lasses. There's more than one reason why you should get Thiago, because he's absolutely beastly. He's experienced. He would add a lot to United's midfield, and it would take someone away from the Scousers. So he's a world-class talent, but I don't see us doing it because United haven't got the cojones or the spending power in this window. The only way I could see Manchester United signing Thiago this window, actually, is if the Jadon Sancho deal fails. Because if the Jadon Sancho negotiations that we're hoping is going to be some sort of announcement for in the next 24 hours or so, if those negotiations fail, then Manchester United may well go in and have a last little chance at getting Thiago in there, have a bid, put in a good offer, and give him good wages. And you never know, you might just steal him out from under them if the money's good enough. So that's my opinion on it. In terms of Thiago, I think it's gash that Liverpool were looking like they're the most likely to get him because he is a world-class player. It does add a lot to their side, even if Wijnaldum does go out to Barcelona, which there's speculations linking him to a move there, then they would still have a quality midfield there with Thiago in there and the other players that they got. So it's piss poor. We need to get it done. Right, okay then. But I don't know. What do you guys think about Thiago? You think he's going to Liverpool? Footy Talk says pigs say EA are terrible. EA are terrible, mate. They're absolutely fantastic, to be fair. Floating Man, what's going on? Stuart Rogers, what's crack-a-lacking, my friend? He says, Stuart Rogers, United apparently in the process of buying Charlie McNeil from City, who's a prolific goal scorer at youth level. Absolutely, United. Thank you very much for reminding me there. United are in talks. We just signed another player from Atletico Madrid as well, a 16-year-old. So we are doing some signings for the future, which is fantastic. I'm very, very happy with that. I just want to get into some other Manchester United news now, guys. In regards to the Premier League statement, and this is just some more general Manchester United news. So we covered the main sort of transfer stuff. It's only really Chris Smalling has agreed. It's all agreed between the two clubs now, and it's just pending a medical, and it's also pending paperwork being completed. So Smalling will be going to Roma. That's the big news, really. And the other news is that Sancho is still, believed to be a massive target for Manchester United, but the board is believed to be a bit frustrated that everything's been leaked the last few weeks, so they're just doing it all really hush-hush, not many people involved and doing it behind closed doors. So we wouldn't really hear too much movement about it until it's announced, basically, or until they've decided that they want to announce it because they've reached an agreement with Dortmund. So firstly, that agreement has to happen, and I think then they'll announce it. So I don't think we'll hear anything about, this agent or this representative or any of this stuff is on the way. Maybe we will. If we do, I'll certainly keep you up to date with what's going on. But I would imagine that this is going to be one of those ones that's kind of just like, boom, Jadon Sancho signs. I hope so anyway. If we understand that the personal terms and everything are agreed, come on United, get it done. Jadon Sancho, man. We need this guy. He's the tits. He's absolutely bossing it over the Buddhas. He's 20. What is the hold up? What's the hold up, man? The hold up's we've got that bloody hold up merchant Woodward in charge. That's the hold up, trying to pinch the pennies. Yes, good shout there, Aaron Homeward. He says, thank Fook, it's Friday. Happy Friday to everybody, by the way. Really great to have you in here. Football with Brownie as well. Good to see. He says the board and their PR people are doing the links in the first place. There you go. You're right. It's a propaganda machine. I agree entirely with you, Football with Brownie. That's exactly my take on it too. It is just drip fed from all these different football clubs to create this this media pressure. Totally, my friend. And we definitely need to send it back as well, Lee Matthews. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Ellie, you absolute star. Shout out to all the moderators. Stick a love heart emoji in the live chat for all the moderators, by the way. They do a great job on this channel and keep this community nice and fun. So thank you so much to everybody who's in here today, getting involved as well. I do agree with you, Football with Brownie. Yeah, no, you're talking pure sense there, mate. I think it is all a PR storm. But look, United, the facts are United, I think, are trying to do it quietly. They are trying to get it done because he's a massively good player, and we should be trying to get him. We already know we've had negotiations with them. Solskjaer has made it, he's not made it clear, but it's been known that Solskjaer really wants him. Obviously, he would want him because of his age and his qualities and the stats that he's put up over in the Bundes last season, and the fact that United need some more quality up there. Dan James, he's a decent young lad, but he's not up to it for me in terms of being a proper contender for a starting spot in the team, which is what you need, really. Mason Greenwood's a great young talent as well, but if these players don't stay fit, then you need some other quality, and if you get Sancho, it just adds a lot of depth in the team. So yeah, there's that anyway, lads and lasses. So Chris Smalling to Roma, Sancho. Now let's get on to the other news to do with Manchester United. Simon Peach, he has come out and said, of course, he is the chief football writer for the PA media and whatnot. He's come out and said that Manchester United, that Luke Shaw will make his return in MUFC's friendly against Aston Villa tomorrow. The left-back missed the end of the season with an ankle issue. Solskjaer told the club, Luke is looking really good in training. He's come back looking strong and will play in the friendly against Villa. So there you go. Solskjaer said it. Simon Peach has announced it there as well, just the fact that Solskjaer said it to give him a shout out, the source there, but obviously it's, Solskjaer talking to the club media anyway, but it's Solskjaer, Luke Shaw's looking like he's going to be coming back into the team, so that's obviously very good news. Be playing in the Aston Villa game tomorrow potentially, so fantastic stuff. I mean, whether or not he starts the game, whether or not he plays in that friendly against Villa, it's just good news that Luke Shaw's back in the mix, really, because like I said, we need a bit of quality there, we need a little bit more depth there. Luke Shaw is injury prone. Luke Shaw does need a backup. Brandon Williams is a good player, but I want a proper left-sided, left-footed left back for the side, really, going forward, which is why somebody like Reguilon or Tellez would be good right now, because they're not a lot of money. These are not big signings, not huge money signings, really. They're not on big money themselves as a contract, and also the amount of money you have to pay to get these players is not astronomical, really. They're just good options within the side that can fit in there and do a job. And there's no wrong with that, lads and lasses. Smash a thumbs up on it if you can, lads and lasses. If you've not done so already, that will help this stream out massively, help us contend with some of the other bigger channels, etc. So smash that like button if you haven't done so, and get your comments and thoughts and opinions in the live chat as we go along here. So what do you think about Luke Shaw then, lads and lasses? Jim Joe Bobby says Luke Shaw injury incoming. Oh dear, that would be absolutely gashtastic if that was the case, wouldn't it? If Luke Shaw got an injury, that would be pretty damn terrible. And yeah, Solskjaer said about him that he's looking really good in training, though. Solskjaer's looking very, very good in training, and he's come back strong, and he will play in the Villa in the friendly against Villa. So that is exactly what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said, and I think that that's obviously got some strong basis that he's going to play in the game then. Also, in regards to something we were talking about, supporters maybe being allowed back into Old Trafford at some point for top flight games. United, the Premier League, I should say, have released a statement on fans returning to the stadiums. And a Premier League spokesperson has said that the Premier League has written to the government today to express its concern at the decisions taken to restrict and potentially delay the planned programme for the return of fans to football stadiums. Because obviously the government have announced new situations. Apparently our ratings got up again, and they're limiting public gatherings to 6 people and all this sorts of stuff again. So in terms of football coming home or football coming back to Old Trafford anytime soon with fans, it's not looking good, lads and lasses. But look, there are test events going on potentially in the future. There was some talk of a 12,000 capacity test event, but I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. They said, with test events now capped at 1,000 supporters, we believe they will not provide any opportunity to properly test and evaluate measures designed to maximise fan safety. So ultimately that's got to be the most important thing. But they said, therefore, Premier League clubs will defer holding test events until a sufficient number of fans are allowed back to enable thorough trials to take place. And 1,000 supporters not only would be there little to learn from a test event, but each match would be heavily loss-making. So yes, I mean, this is the thing. It's just, in terms of the test events and the 1,000... it's just we don't know when there's going to be fans coming back to the stadiums, basically. For each month of the season without fans, more than £100 million is lost to football across the leagues, with consequent damage to the local and national economy. Huge amounts of freaking damage going on here. It also harms the employment prospects of more than 100,000 people whose jobs depend on matchday activities. Absolutely. So that's from the, the scarf sellers to the ticket office to the admin to the hot dog vendors to absolutely everybody around all the different football clubs. So it is obviously very significant, especially for a lot of the lesser football clubs that don't necessarily have the commercial revenue that a Manchester United does. And they went on to say, our clubs have already prepared test events and can offer larger scale trials to prove it's possible to produce biosecure, safe environments, as well as prove thorough through the successful delivery of Project Restart. The Premier League recognises the ambition of the government's Operation Moonshot. Is that what they've called it? Are you taking the piss? Operation Moonshot. Hang on a second. Are you telling me that Britain has now got like BASA, the British Aeronautical Association, or some shit? Because, wait, obviously there's the European Space Agency, but that sounds like one of their missions. Operation Moonshot. Are you taking the piss? The Premier League recognises the ambition of the government's Operation Moonshot and will support... and we'll support... it's just, I just find that really ridiculous. Anyway, and we'll support the project's objectives to get fans back into stadiums. Operation Moonshot. What the hell? However, we believe measures are already available which would allow the safe return of fans and should also be activated. As the government begins its review of the 1st of October date for the return of spectators to the sport, the Premier League asks that the high safety standards which can be achieved by our clubs are fully taken into account before any decision is taken, and that sport is not left behind other industries. So there's the statement from the Premier League. So yes, there's going to be no fans in it for a while, just to give you an update there, which is absolutely a nightmare. Hey, thank you so much for the update here, Matt Rush. Matt Rush has just sent me an update through, top lad. He says, MUFC, this is from Simon Peach, just tweeted 7 minutes ago. Bit of breaking news for you here, lads and lasses, but we knew this anyway, actually. But breaking news, thank you so much for confirming it here. Simon Peach has tweeted, MUFC have confirmed the signings of Mark Jurado, Alvaro Fernandez, and Isaac Hansen-Aaron for the youth team. Atletico Madrid's Alejandro Garnacho and Manchester City's Charlie McNeill set to join them down the line. So we were talking about this link with Alejandro Garnacho from Atletico Madrid. That seems like a good 16-year-old player. Well, we've just confirmed the signings of Mark Jurado, Alvaro Fernandez, and Isaac Hansen-Aaron for the youth team. Come on, get in there, my son. Planning for the future. Putting those seeds in the soil there, watch them grow into a plant, my friends. That's great for the future. I do believe Solskjaer and the club and everybody are now trying to do things the right way here. We're trying to plan for the future. We're trying to grow that next crop of talents at Manchester United. But also we do need to get more players in this transfer window. So that's great news, lads and lasses. Get in there. Smash a thumbs up on it for 3 Manchester United youth players coming with potentially Alejandro Garnacho from Atletico and Manchester City's Charlie McNeill, good young goal scorer, set to join them down the line. That's what we understand at this moment in time. Thank you so much for that. Matt Rush also sent me an update on Chelsea and from Fabrizio Romano from 324 that says the new bid from Chelsea for Edouard Mendy has been accepted by Rennes. So Stade Rennes over in League One in France, their goalkeeper Edouard Mendy. Chelsea have been sniffing around him. So Chelsea looking like they're going to sign yet another player in this window. It's freaking gastastic, man. They're doing some bits in this window, Chelsea. It's so annoying. He says the deal to be completed in the next days. The goalkeeper is ready to fly to London and he'll have medical soon. Personal terms agreed days ago. Lampard will have his new goalkeeper. So there you go. It's looking likely that Chelsea are going to sign yet another player, Edouard Mendy from Stade Rennes. So just an update there. Thank you so much, Matt Rush, for all the breaking news there. Follow Matt Rush on Twitter, MattUnited20, MattUTD20, because he's a top lad, and also he's just absolutely brilliant with all the information he gets me. Of course, this is all public domain, but he's got some individual sources of his own, which I think are pretty special. special and haven't let us down yet. So thank you, Matt Rush. Thank you, everybody, for watching these and getting in here. Smash that like button. Have your say in the live chat about anything we're discussing here. So there you go. Just to give you an update there from breaking news for Fabrizio Romano in regards to a couple of bits of information at United there. Okay then, great stuff. Let's also have a look into this. So we understand there's a couple of players that are training away from Manchester United right now as well. Just to give you a bit more information, Marcus Rojo, of course, Mason Greenwood's expected to be training away, but that's just for coronavirus precautions, of course, and also I think it's Chris Smalling and Marcus Rojo. So Marcus Rojo's training away from the side, from what we understand anyway. I've seen something about that earlier. I think that's probably just more precautions and things like that, as opposed to necessarily keeping them away to go on for a transfer. But of course, Chris Smalling's scenario, that is the case. But Rojo, I mean, I don't know. I think Rojo's one of those players that should be sold. Estudiantes, I understand, to still be interested in taking him. So we'll see what goes on, really. DPZ Zone says the biggest gap between top two and us is goals scored. Signing Sancho would be a massive upgrade for us. I totally agree. We'd create a lot of chances. If you look at his assists that he's got over there in the Bundes, he's getting really consistent assists. He's also getting really consistent goals. And that's really important. Goal scoring, creating. He's got it all. He's creating a goal a game over in the Bundesliga. If we had that extra goal a game, that's an extra 38 goals, an extra 30, or assists throughout the season, goals or assists. So that's pretty damn impressive. Obviously, that's the Bundesliga. This is the Premier League. He would do well to get anywhere near that. But if he's got a great, fantastic season ahead of him, then yeah, he could definitely add 20 goals to his tally this season for United. And more importantly as well, not more importantly, but as importantly, also create a lot for his teammates, the likes of Rashid, the likes of Martial, etc., who are going to be looking to try and increase their strike rates this season as well. I think Rashid, for playing most of the season left wing, had a good season, scoring 17 goals overall. Martial, though, at number 9, he had a good second half of the season. He was awesome, but he's got to keep that consistency going. He's got to get closer to 25 goals for me. Jamie Loki Jones says, I just want to know your thoughts on Smalling to stay. Look, if Smalling stayed, I wouldn't be overly concerned about it. I think it would give us a good option, but only if we got rid of Phil Jones or somebody else in the centre-back community at United, because there's too many of them and they're not good enough, really. So I do think that Chris Smalling should be sold, but if he stayed, it wouldn't really hurt me. I think, he'd probably be quite useful at some point. He's still a good player, but it's just a waste of money, really. If you can get him off your books, then get him off your books. That's what I say. Macho Man says, oh yeah, how you doing there, Macho Man? Screenshot Mania says we need some defenders. Very true, mate. I think based on what Solskjaer's been saying about Twanzebe, he's going to promote Twanzebe into the side, and United probably won't go and sign a centre-back this window. There's talks of Torres, there's talks of Badiashile and Upamecano and these guys, but realistically, I don't see Manchester United going and spending the money, especially if we're going to get Jadon Sancho. As I said a little while ago, the only way I think that Manchester United will sign a centre-back, a left-back, and maybe another central defensive midfielder or a midfielder like a Thiago or someone like that, or a Partey or somebody like that. The only way that would happen is if we do not get Sancho. If we end up not getting Sancho, if the negotiation cannot be reached with Dortmund and they do not want to accept our offer, or we can't reach terms with them, then the fact is that we'll probably have to go elsewhere, and we'll have to do it last minute Larrys like we always do. I mean, the window is open to October 4th this time around though, so we do have a lot longer, but it still doesn't help us for actually bringing players in for the start of the campaign, which is the 19th, which is 8 days time, my friends. 8 days time United come up against Crystal Palace. We need to get players in well before then, in my opinion. So I'm hoping that United's going to do some business over the next 7 or 8 days. But, it's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. So, yeah, Chris Smalling to Roma. There you go, and maybe promoting a youth player to the side, maybe Mengi, maybe Twanzebe. He's 22, Twanzebe, so he's not really a youth player anymore. He should be a part of the first team setup. Solskjaer seems to have really got his eye on him this season. As we said, we read out those quotes earlier, and it seems like Solskjaer's keen on giving Twanzebe a good chance. Nice one, guys. Right, legends. Okay, I'm gonna jump into the comment section now, lads and lasses, and see what you people have to say about anything we've discussed in the show today. Shout out to you all for stopping by and getting in here. Really appreciate you all watching and having your say. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already, and if you're new to this channel, subscribe to the channel and get involved with the channel, and also smash that bell icon as well. That's probably a good idea. So yeah, shout out to you all for watching. Thank you very much for getting in here and listening to me ramble, as I like to do with the afternoon transfer transfer show. There'll be another one later, just to give you an idea of what's going on. And then, of course, Villa's coming up over the weekend as well. We'll of course react to that and talk about that. And so keep a lookout for that too. Stuart Rogers comments, we need a Stuart Pancho Pearson who was king at playing with back to goal. Fair play to you. Yeah, I mean, I do like that. I mean, if you're talking about, somebody like Igalo, he can do that for us. I do like that up top there, but, it depends what you're after. Jez Bish says, fantasy football tomorrow. Quite happy. Oh, yeah, that's a point, actually. Check my community page if you haven't seen it. There's a link to my league, my fantasy football league. If you want to join it, Flying Pig United League. Join the Fantasy Football League. We're going to give away to the winner a shirt for next season. So at the end of the season, obviously, that's when we'll find out who's won. And then the new kit will come out some point in the summer, and then we'll send you the new kit. So that's what's going to happen. That's how we're going to run it. So if you do want to be part of that, I'm going to also get this out on Twitter and stuff like that. But we're just running a little competition for the whole season long. It's not that great, is it? Because it takes a whole season to find out. But one person will win next season's kit. And it can be any kit as well. Like if you're a supporter of Chelsea or some shit, it will be a Chelsea kit if you want that. If you're a Liverpool fan or a Leeds fan, though, no, you can't have one. Sorry, if you're a Liverpool fan and you win, you're not getting a shirt. I'm just saying that now. And if you're a Leeds fan and you win, you're not getting a Leeds shirt. But you can have a United shirt. But you're not having any other shirt. So that's as simple as that. If you're a neutral supporter other than a Liverpool or a Leeds fan, even Arsenal or some shit, I could just about swallow that. If you're good enough to play my fantasy football league, I'm just about swallow that. But no pissing Leeds and Liverpool fans are getting a shirt. I'm not buying a Liverpool shirt. I'm just saying that right now. Stipmeister, what's going on? He says, Piggy, do you have an update on the Harry Maguire situation? No update at all, mate. He's still out of Wormwood Scrubs, though. He's not in prison, so that's good. In terms of captaincy, there's no update on that either, so it looks like maybe Solskjaer's sticking with him, but we don't know yet. There could be some revelations depending on what happens with Harry Maguire and his next couple of weeks or months in terms of the accusations that are levelled against him and what happens with the legal system out there. Depending on all that, it might be a case that he's going to have the captaincy stripped anyway, because he might not actually be able to take out and carry out his duties, but we'll see. Screenshot Mania, what's going on? Says Pig, I got 97 Neymar in the 94 plus pack, not even joking. Jonathan Gannick, you've absolutely jammed it then, haven't you, mate? I got Ciro Immobile or whatever, cash. Nice one, guys. Papa Lomo says Chelsea is Avenger with the captain of America, Pulisic. Hey, watch out for Chelsea this season. I do expect they're going to have a pretty good season. They've increased and improved a lot just simply on the amount of money that they've spent. I mean, we just said earlier, Matt Russ sent some more confirmation over that Chelsea have now had a bid accepted for Edouard Mendy from Stade Rennes. So they're adding yet another player to their ranks this season. So watch out for Chelsea, man. I'm sick of it, and it doesn't guarantee that they're going to have a great season. They've still all got to gel and play well together, but it does increase the likelihood that they're going to do well because they've got so much depth and quality there now. I mean, we were crying out for Timo Werner, to be honest. I would have taken Timo Werner all day. It would have been a shame, of course, to maybe have that player stop in Martial's progression, but actually, in terms of a proper goal scorer number 9, I mean, look, Martial's been amazing second half of the season, but he's not that experienced at the number 9 role, whereas Werner's just your out-and-out goal scorer. So that's what I mean by that. Plus, it never hurts to have more depth in the side. So that's what I'm thinking about for that one, my friends. Anyway, hey, there's 300 of you legends tuning in. Do us a favour, smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Leave a cheeky little like on it. She Devils United, how you doing there? Great to see you. She says, definitely will join the fantasy football team. You legend. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, if you check the community tab on my channel on YouTube, there should be a link to join. And also on Twitter, I'll post it later on, lads and lasses. If you're not following me on Twitter, by the way, follow me at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Oh dear. Danny Martinez says Sancho is overrated and will be a flop. United love to overpay for trash English players. You what, Danny Martinez? Come on now. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's overpriced. Because I think that's fair. I think he's overpriced. I think there's no value in Sancho right now compared to some other players around the world. You're paying the premium for the fact he's 20 and already providing a goal and an assist a game per. Do you think somebody who's 20 and has got 34 assists / goals in 34 appearances is overrated? You know, for anybody, certainly a team like Dortmund in the Bundesliga is a very good standard. I don't think he's overrated at 20 years of age to be putting up stats like that. Just watch him. You know, okay, the last couple of games for England, gash, but actually watch him in a good team and he's pretty damn effective. Once you get him on the ball, he's pretty damn effective, guys. He's only 20 as well. Like, he's still got a lot of moulding and experience and development to do. So I'm expecting him to be one of the leading players in the world in the future, which is why United have to pay that premium for him. Like, yes, he is overpriced, but I don't think he's overrated personally. I think he realistically, he probably should be going for about 90 million. If Kai Havertz is 70 million, I'm thinking, probably 90 million, but they don't want to sell him. They've got no incentive to sell him because he's a sick player for them. He's such a good player for them over there. Like I said, he's providing them a goal a game over there. So why would they actually sell him unless they're getting a really good amount of cash for doing so? It is post-pandemic though, and if you pay the money, they'll probably take it because it's a lot of money at this moment in time for a football club. Everyone's struggling and feeling the pinch. Nice one, guys. So, yeah, have a little vote in the live chat on that one, everybody. Do you think Jadon Sancho is overrated? Just write yes or no. Do you think he's overrated? Griselda Powell says Sancho is one of the best players in the world. I certainly think, stats-wise, he's up there based on the last one season. I know you can only go on that, really, the one season. He's been there a few seasons, though, but his last season was epic, and the season before was good, too. But, yeah, he is developing at an incredible rate, and he's looking like such a top-quality player for us. Jonathan Gallagher says, no, he's not overrated. Jesse Lingard thinks he is overrated. That's a little bit ironic, Jesse Lingard, coming from you. Griselda Powell says no. Stipmeister says yes. Red Devils 20 says yes. Hunar says no. Jim Joe Bobby says no. Floating Man says Jadon Sancho is not overrated. Screenshot Mania no. Abdul Hamid says yes. Ellie says not a clue. Danny Martinez says English players are always overpriced. Way better players out there. Thiago Bale. Okay, fair enough. But Bale actually is on huge money and he's injury prone and he's also a bit of a character, bit of a prima donna. I think he's a great player. I would love him on a loan basis where we're just paying a percentage of his deal. But I don't see United spending the money and getting him right now. But I hear what you're saying. But Thiago, look, yeah, you're right. He's a better value player as well. Really, he is. I said there's better value players over there. Sancho's overpriced, but he's not overrated. He's 20 and he's doing what he's doing. There's not many players out there. Do you think Mason Greenwood's overrated? Because Mason Greenwood hasn't had the stats or anything like that of Jadon Sancho in the Bundesliga. To be fair to Mason, it's his first season. He was 17 at the start of the season last year. Now he's only 18, to be fair to him. So give him 2 seasons, he probably will be putting up those sorts of stats, to be fair, because he's the tits. Mason Greenwood is the tits. Seriously, though, just a little... smash a love heart in the live chat for Mason Greenwood because he's obviously feeling it at the moment because he's obviously a little bit of he's a top shagger, this man, and he's had a bit of a nightmare and he's obviously been sent home from the England setup and all that, and now he's having to train alone because of the coronavirus precautions. So just smash a little love heart in the live chat for Greenwood, unless you think he's let us down, but I personally don't think he's let us down that much. Look, it's irresponsible and he's an 80-year-old kid, but we've all done silly things like that when we were young, to be fair. Maybe not when you're on England international duty, when there's a worldwide global pandemic, but still, it's not the biggest mistake. It's not like he's, shagged Wayne Bridges' wife or anything here, or done anything like that. So let's not hold him in the same light, because I see a little bit of negativity going on about Mason Greenwood, and I just want to say stop it, guys, because Mason Greenwood is a young lad, and he's just made a little mistake, and it's not a big deal, is it really? It's not like Foden, who's cheating on his missus or whatnot. No, Greenwood's been naughty, and he's a young lad. He's a teenager. His hormones are all over the gaff. You know what I mean? But yeah, he shouldn't be doing what he's doing, though. He will learn from this, though. People make mistakes. He will learn from this, hopefully. No, Eric Olu, no, absolutely not. Blue is the colour, and no, absolutely not. No, fair play to you, though. Of course, if you're talking about London, what colour is London? Then at the moment, obviously, London is blue because Arsenal are shite, Tottenham are shite. Chelsea are still on the rebuild, but, obviously they are the best team in London at the moment, so I can't really deny what you're saying there, bro. Hunar says, Pig Thiago wants big wage. I'm guessing it's around 300k per week. That's why Ollie wants to lower it. Good comment, Hunar. You're absolutely right. His wages will be a factor and a consideration for United, whether or not there's good value in the deal. But when we're talking about value, if you think Sancho's going to be reported to be on somewhere about 250k a week in terms of the terms that were agreed, I think it's less than that and will be less than that, closer to 200, 220 to have similar parity with the likes of Rashford. So I think it'll be a bit less. But that's not that much less than getting somebody like Thiago, who is at the peak of his powers, 29 years of age and experienced. So yeah, I feel very optimistic optimistic about Thiago if we don't get Sancho. I think if we don't get Sancho, then we'll probably swoop in there and get Thiago, because 300k a week represents good value for money when you only have to pay 30 million pounds for the player to begin with, which is the fee that's reported to be the amount that they would accept, that Bayern would accept, because he's only got a little short amount left on his contract. So 29 years of age, get an experienced player of Thiago's quality in, somebody to just absolutely run that midfield for the next few years would be amazing. But Liverpool are leading the race at the moment. Like we said, Jurgen Klopp's still very interested in him. We read that quote out from Klopp earlier. He definitely wants Thiago at the football club. He definitely admires Thiago. He said we cannot put an end to speculation, so they're definitely still in talks. United would have to make a really good offer, because look at it, I've said this the other day, but look at it from the on the face of it. If you're Thiago and you're not from Manchester, you're not from Liverpool, you're from Spain, and on the face of it, if the money's the same and everything, who would you rather join? The Premier League champions, which are ready-made, and Jurgen Klopp, to be fair to them, has got them playing great football, and you'd be a part of that midfield, and you'd have that great attack to play with, and they're sort of ready-made, and they're probably going to challenge. Or you can go to United, where there's a little less certainty, there's a little less squad development taking place. Obviously, it's a younger team. You know, it's a different look. United would have to pay Thiago more than Liverpool in order to get into the football club. Quite a little bit more as well, I think. So it really depends on what Liverpool's ceiling is in terms of the deal, and it really depends on what Man United's ceiling is in terms of the deal. I think we probably could go to 350k a week on somebody like Thiago, though, when you look at Pogba being on 350k a week, 300k a week, and De Gea being on 350k a week, you could probably justify Thiago, somebody of that quality, coming in for 300k a week as well. So yeah, I hear you on that one. It depends if Liverpool want to pay the amount of money to get him in there. But if Sancho does not join Manchester United, then Thiago becomes a real possibility, I think. If Man United bottle it with Sancho and we can't negotiate and get the agreement done and the money paid, then I do think the likelihood that Thiago joins United goes up massively, because for 30 million euros, 30 million pounds, and a few 100k a week to get a player of his quality, it's a great quick fix in a dire situation. And the transfer window this season for United is a dire situation. We definitely need to get players in, and we haven't done so yet. We've got Van der Beek in, that's good, but we also need to get players in other areas, and Thiago would be a great addition to the side. Even though we're pretty heavy in the midfield areas now, I still think it'd be a great addition if we could get him. In an ideal world, this window would look like Sancho, it would look like Thiago, it would look like Upamecano, and it would look like Van der Beek, and it would look like Reguilon or Telles or something like that for left back as well. In an ideal window, 5 players, that's what it's, but it's not an ideal window, it's a Glazer window, and we all know a Glazer window is foggy and cracked, and you can see right through it. It's absolutely transparent, man. What they're trying to do here, you know, so that's what a Glazer window is. So it's not a regular transfer window for a club with resources like a Chelsea or a City that could just go and spend. Matty the Rushmeister, thank you so much, you top lad, really appreciate that. He's just super chatted over, appreciate it, mate. He says, great show, Pig, welcome all the new subscribers, what a community. Shout out every single one of you for watching, who's been watching these videos recently and getting involved with the community, loving all the comments after videos from people saying they're enjoying the shows and stuff. So thank you everybody that's watching, really appreciate you stopping by. You know, this is a small channel, we try to keep it real, we try to not talk too much BS, although obviously I do like to talk and waffle, but in terms of actual legitimate news stories, we're not going to say anything's done until it's done, we're not going to say any business is wrapped up until it's wrapped up, but we will of course follow all the news and the sort of latest movements in the transfer window, but just to clarify for anybody, look, we're still working on the Sancho deal. United have to bid that amount and Dortmund have to accept it. Nothing's changed. The terms are all fine with the player. It's the terms with the club. So I've got a little bit of gas or something going on here, guys. Thank you so much for that, Matty Rush. Yeah. Also, you know, if you are new to the channel, smash that subscribe button as well, like he says. Smash the subscribe, click the bell icon, and get involved with this channel. Like Alex Enrico, who's commented, how's it going, mate? It's going well, Alex Enrico. Thank you for getting in here. Neil Duffin, you top lad, he says, Pig, I'll see you next week. Tara and I are 10 years together tomorrow. We're away for the weekend. Good luck, mate. We'll speak soon. Take care. Neil Duffin, my friend. Everyone stick a 10 stick a 10 and a love heart in the emoji of an emoji in the live chat for Neil Duffin and Tara, by the way. 10 years strong. That's absolutely awesome, mate. I hope you have a great weekend. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, have a good time, mate, and congratulations to both of you for that milestone, mate. Rinku Chowdhury says, keep it up, Pig. Thank you very much, Rinku. Much appreciated, dude. Thank you so much. Where are you watching from? Where's everyone watching from? Gabriel Lopez says, but on the reels, it's a very entertaining channel for sure. Love it. Nice one, Gabriel. Thank you, mate. Yeah, well, you know, sometimes we have a laugh, sometimes we try to just give you the serious news. I'd like to do a little bit of, you know, just get on here and talk. There's nothing scripted about this show whatsoever. We just get on here and talk. It's obviously obvious that there's nothing scripted about here because it's so long, and obviously I talk a lot of COD. So, yeah, look at that, all those love hearts and 10s coming in there for you, Neil Duffin and Tara. Shout out to both of you on your 10-year anniversary, mate. That is awesome. Jessie Lingard says she is going to get the... Yeah, probably. Have a nice time, Neil. Lynette Giggs is watching from Mexico City. Awesome. Shout out to you from Mexico City, Lynette. And Hunar is from Melbourne, Australia, mate. Good day to you, Hunar. Thank you for tuning in today from Melbourne. You're a top lad. Appreciate you always getting in here too. The United Way's watching from Oldham. Say hello to Paul Scorsese for me, United Way. David Fisher says Northern Ireland, Belfast. Hi, Neubrine. Koi, Davy Fisher. That's what we need to do, man. We need to get some. You need to get another Georgie Best in, don't we? Another Belfast boy. That's it. You know, United's got such great Irish support, don't they? Just as it's probably, of course, because, you know, Northern Irish and Republic of Irish support. I mean, it's probably because of Georgie Best, the Belfast boy, and Roy Keane and people like this. United have always sort of had some great Irish players. I think we're missing that at the moment. Where's our John O'Shea? Where's our Irish player? Where's our Dennis Irwin? Where's our Keano? You know what I mean? I'd like to have a really good Irish player in the team. Who smash a one in the live chat if you'd like to have an Irish player. Somebody's going to tell me we do have an Irish player and it's just my memory being crap here. But anyway, yeah, Derbyshire, says Ellie, unfortunately. I'm sure Derbyshire's nice, isn't it? I reckon Derbyshire's alright. I don't know, I've never been there myself, but I reckon it's alright. Stipmeister says, watching from Austria, having a schnitzel. Oh, guten Tag, Stipmeister. Thank you very much for getting in here this afternoon. King Eric's in Manchester, England. Brilliant Tuck is in Paul Dorset, good lad. Shane Long, says Macho Man. What about Shane Long? What about him? Griselda says, Pig from South Africa, love the show. Thank you very much, Griselda, for tuning in from South Africa. That's very, very nice of you. And he says, one, just for the accent. Thank you very much, Ellie. I really appreciate it. You're all a bunch of diamonds for tuning in and watching this show. Especially all of you from, you know, watching from Cape Town and Joburg over in South Africa. Very nice of you to tune into the show today. Anyway, yeah, shout out to you all for watching. Yeah, appreciate it. Hit that like button, getting in here. Okay, I'm rambling on a bit, but I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer just to talk to you guys. So get your thoughts and opinions and comments in, anything you want to ask me for the last sort of 10 minutes, and I'll just go back and forth with you legends with a bit of a Q&A. Klaus says, in all seriousness, BB, or Kleos maybe, says, in all seriousness, BBV, shout out to United Federation for subscribing. Chaos, in all seriousness, BBB need to wise up. Sancho is a great player, yes, but at his age he shouldn't be worth that much. 90 million in instalments is fair. Dortmund have to realise this. Sunday we get him. Very good comment, Chaos. Like I said, there's not much value in the deal at 120 million euros. 90 million is a massive offer. If you're talking about pounds as well, it's just slightly less than 120 million euros anyway. So I agree with you. You know, most of the money up front, a few instalments, they should not be so hard on this one because of the current situation and the climate with the world. Like, there's not a lot of money floating around, and to get close to 100 million for any player right now is pretty amazing. So I'm with you on that one, Kleos, but the facts, they don't have to sell. They're not really being silly, because if they keep him, they know they've got a great player who's going to be a match winner for them. And that's exactly what he is for them. He's a match winner, and he's 20 and he's getting better. It's not like in a year's time he's going to be worth less. I would imagine, if anything, his valuation will go up if he continues to progress and have the sort of seasons that he's had the last year. So I kind of understand what you're saying, but in order to get our man, in order to get our player, in order to convince Dortmund not to sell, not to keep him rather, we have to spend the money. Nice one, guys. The United Way says, to Brexit for fans these days to go for to Brexit for United fans these days to go for a player that's in GB. I'd have an Irish player. Oh no, I don't know if that's the case, is it? We've got players from all over the world, haven't we, played for United? I'd definitely have an Irish player. I'd like to have an Irish player in the side though, like a proper Roy Keane. Oh, look at my hair's gone all funny there. But yeah, because it's just classic. There's so much of a great fan base in Ireland for Manchester United because of people like Roy Keane, obviously representing the Republic of Ireland, and people like Dennis Irwin, and then of course Georgie Best being from Belfast, Northern Ireland as well. So shout out to all the Irish fans that are tuning in. I think there's a couple of you. Mr. K009 says Gio is going to be quality too. Hey, thank you so much, Chibu Chibuki. He says, wonderful show, Bucky, watching from the United Arab Emirates. Oh, nice one, Bucky. Thank you very much for that, Chibu Bucky, watching from the United Arab Emirates. Shout out to you, matey. Joshua Commando comments, I'm not seeing Mrs. P Cake on here. Hope she's okay. Yeah, no, she's all good. Obviously, kids are back to school and stuff like that now. So she's just I guess she's just, nearly finished. Well, probably, finished the school run and stuff like that. But, how's it going, United family? Get in there. How are you? Matt Rush, Ryan Burberspin 9, thank you very much, Matt Rush. He says we've hit 181 likes on the show. If you haven't done so, smash the likes. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes before the end of the show. I'm only going to hang around for another 5 minutes, have a bit of a Q&A with you guys. So ask me any United questions, any transfer questions, anything you want to hear me comment on. Gaz G comments, Dennis Irwin, Roy Keane, top draw. Need more like them. Absolutely. We've had some great Irish players. I think it's just even John O'Shea, like these guys over the years, I think it's just fitting for United to have an Irish player. I want an Irish player. Pavan there says, I was also like another top-class French player on our team like we had with Cantona. Well, are you trying to do Paul Pogba a little bit dirty there, my friend? Because Paul Pogba's a French player, in case you didn't know. He's actually a World Cup winner. Cantona didn't even really get in the France setup much to which is harsh, but he didn't really get in there that much. He did play for them, but he wasn't like a regular fixture within their side. They did have an incredible team at the time, but Cantona to me should have been a regular fixture. But no, he wasn't even in their team. So actually, Paul Pogba, we've already got one. We've already got a French maestro at Manchester United in Paul Pogba. Spen says, when do you think Sancho will sign? Look, if he's going to sign, it's going to be before the Crystal Palace game. If he's going to sign, surely. Why would we drag it out any longer than that? Why wouldn't we want him in here for the start of the season? So I think if he signs, it's going to be before then. But it all depends, really. It's a big if on whether they will accept the amount of money that Manchester United is willing to pay. And it's a big if on whether Manchester United are prepared to meet that valuation that has been reported of 120 million euros for Jadon Sancho to Dortmund. But we'll see about that. Ellie in here with a super chat. Thank you so much. She says, hey, huge condolences to Viking Red from the BB. Oh, I think I must have missed something here. Ellie, thank you so much for that. Viking Red, how you doing, Viking Red? Says, been watching shows later. Great content. Thank you so much, Viking Red. Hi, everyone. How you doing? Sorry, have I missed something here? Anyway, Viking Red, if there's some bad news that you've had, mate, I'm sorry to hear that you've had it. I can't see any information on it, but either way, Viking Red, my friend, everybody put a love heart in the live chat for Viking Red, because Viking Red's been a great subscriber, great supporter of this show for such a long time. Oh, your auntie passed away, Viking Red. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's absolutely bloody awful. Sorry about that, Viking Red. Very, very sad. And, my condolences, my friend. The United family puts a heart in there. So does Ryan Burberspin, Aaron Homeyard, Scujo1, Ellie. Very sorry to hear that, Viking Red. My condolences to you and your family, matey. Karen Devish Shankar comments, Sancho deal I think it's going to happen. I think it is going to happen, but United have to pay the money and we don't seem to want to be doing it. Like I said, is this Sancho deal happening? Is he coming? It doesn't seem like there's much going on, but the facts are the facts. There's behind the scenes information happening. There's behind the scenes trading of information and discussions going on. We understand that the Manchester United's board are not happy with the recent last couple of weeks where a lot of information has been leaked. So they're doing things a little bit more discreetly. They've got a smaller team working on it, and also there's nothing being made public at this moment in time. I think it's because if United fail in their pursuit of Sancho, if they go in there with a lower offer and Dortmund just say, nah, sorry, it's 120 mil or nothing, and we have to go, well, sorry then, see you later, because they don't want to spend the money, then I think it would just need to have a massive bird poo on their face, or egg on their face, I should say, really. It wouldn't look good for them if they got rejected again after negotiating with the club. So I think they want to do it as discreet as possible, do it on the hush-hush, and then when it's ready to announce, when they've actually verbally or even more so officially agreed a deal with Jadon Sancho, that's when, of course, they'll make things public. But at this moment in time, if they can't get Jadon Sancho, if they can't afford him, then they still will have time to go and get other players, Ala Thiago or Upamecano or whoever else to strengthen out this United side for the new season. And so if they don't have the discussions publicly or show any real movement in terms of representatives going and all these sorts of things that is often drip fed from the media, you will see probably the likelihood that we've still got time to go and get somebody else, and we could just say, you know what, we were in for Sancho, but we sort of decided there's other better value out there in the window. Whereas if we get knocked back again and get pied off again by Dortmund, it just goes to show you and highlight the incompetence of our board and Edward Woodward and these guys. So they don't want to do that again. They don't want to get rejected again. You know what I mean? They don't want to get rejected again. So they're going to have to find out if Dortmund actually want to get the deal done, and then we'll find out more about it. But this moment in time, it's just looking like it's going to be a long, drawn-out saga again. I hope it's going to be the next week, but it could be a long, drawn-out saga, this, guys. I hope there's a lot of good stuff going on behind the screens, behind the scenes right now that we do not know about, but there's a very good chance that that nothing's happening. Very good chance that nothing's happening. Yeah, have a great one, Mr. K009. Thank you for getting in there and stopping by. David Srinivasan, how are you doing? Gaz G says, will you be doing a watch along tomorrow for the Villa game? Absolutely, mate. 100% I'll be doing the Villa game. Is it free on MUTV? So I don't need to have a subscription to watch it, or I've got an account, but I cancelled my subscription like 6 months ago or some shit. So do I not need a subscription to watch it? Because I was going to renew it. So you're telling me it's free on there? That would be sick. Screenshot Mania says, Pig, any news on Edinson Cavani? Has Benfica signed him, or is he going to Leeds? I haven't seen too much of the latest news on him. Let me just check with my legendary transfer guru, Mr. Matt Rush. He says here we go. So this is quite interesting. Some background on boyhood fan Charlie McNeil signing for United after rejecting City's contract. So we were talking earlier, more transfer news for you lads and lasses. We were talking earlier about the 3 players that Manchester United have signed, and also the Alejandro, I've forgotten his name now. Garnacho, is it? From Atletico Madrid, the 16-year-old lad. Some of these young players that we're bringing in, planning for the future, building blocks for the future. So we are making signings, it's just for the youth setup for the future. But that's great. I mean, I think this is real good steps for United. We're trying to get the quality in through the door early. That's exactly what we want. We want the next crop coming through. And I think that's what United are going to do. Solskjaer promote a couple of players each season and produce our own talents more. My mouth is dry. Anyway, so this is it. Why did Charlie McNeil join Manchester United instead of and rejected Man City's contract? Manchester Evening News. Thank you very much, Matt Rush, for sending me this over. So nothing on Cavani. Sorry, mate, I pied you off there. I didn't mean to. I just forgot. Cavani, I don't know anything about. I don't want Cavani at United. I don't know if he's going to end up at Benfica or whatnot. But it looks like incoming Manchester United signing Charlie McNeil is going to sign for Manchester United, hopefully. It's looking like he's not going to return to Manchester City. He's 17 years of age and returning to the United Academy for an initial fee of $750,000 that could rise to £1.3 million. So there's to give you the figures on the potential new signing of McNeil here after he rejected the offer of a new contract at City in the summer. Which is brilliant news, isn't it? The transfer still has to go through Category 1 transfer investigation, which is a process that can take up to 3 weeks. Also, they revealed McNeil did not turn 17 until this week. Any terms that wanted to sign him still had to negotiate a fee with his former club or risk a tribunal deciding his value. Nice. So, yeah. Have to play a significant amount. So there you go. It's quite interesting in what we're doing at the moment. We're buying these young players and bringing them into the side. There's 5 young players, which are going to be coming in this window for the youth setup, which I think is brilliant. And he's a very exciting young player as well, actually. So I think it's a very good move, and it's looking likely that he's going to be a red. So shout out to Charlie McNeil as another signing for Manchester United. 17-year-old Charlie McNeil, get in there, my son. Thank you, that United family says hit that like button. Yes, please do smash a thumbs up on it, lads and lasses. Really appreciate that, and thank you so much for everybody that's stopping by and getting in here. Alex is in here, the Rinconator. Crikey, Alex, how are you, my friend? He says stopping by to say hey, Pig. Great to see you in here. Thanks for being so active recently as well, Alex. You're a top lad. Hey to you too, matey. Papalomo says Cavani's too old. Please do business like Chelsea, buy younger. They just take silver 1 year. Fully agree with you, mate. Cavani's over the hill and he's a prima donna. He's too much money. We don't want another Falcao situation. It's a waste. Yeah, he's a good talent, but no, let's look for the future now. Let's look for the future. Hot shot, how you doing there? Alex Norman says, not one dislike. Love to see this. That can't be legit, can it, my friend? You taking the absolute piece? Mate, there's not even one dislike on this show. That is absolutely sick anyway. It's a pretty good ratio. But shout out to everyone who smashed the thumbs up on it. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can get it over 200. And great to see you, Alex Norman, too. JP, how you doing? JP's in here. Says Viking Red, where you been? Good to see you too, JP. What a bunch of legends we've got in here, by the way, today. Just to let you know, this is a complete bunch of legends that's in here. Proper brigade of bacon we've got on the go here. King Eric says, yo, bro, I love your background. I've heard we're not getting Ragu this season, but are trying to get Dolmio because it's cheaper. Mate, I like that, mate. Actually, probably what will happen with Woodward & Co., they'll end up getting bloody Audi's own bloody marinara. You know what I mean? They'll get Audi's own marinara. Oh, that was a good one. I like it. Ragu and Dolmio. Not bad. Nice one. Papalomo says, be like Sir Alex, buy Ronaldo to dominate everything after 4 to 5 years. It's interesting, isn't it? Ted Zavala, thank you, buddy, for getting in here. Ted, one of the channel members, he says, late to the show. What's up, homies? Thank you, Ted Zavala. Everyone, thank you for watching. And you're just a bunch of legends, aren't you? Yeah. If you want to ask me something quickly, I'm going to wrap it up soon. Give me a few minutes and I'll wrap this show up. But yeah, get your thoughts in finally, and I'll try and answer anybody who I've not answered so far. King Eric, thank you, matey. Patrick Bahati says, not yet, he can't lose his place. Not too sure who we're talking about there. Ryan Berber says, then we signed Kevin Lasagna. Signed Kevin Lasagna to go with Dolmio and Ragu. I see what you're saying there, right, Berber's been 9. Oh, yes. Everybody, once again, please put a heart emoji in the live chat for Viking Red, whose auntie sadly passed away as well. And Viking Red, you're a top lad. Really appreciate you always getting in here, mate. Very sorry for your loss. This community's got your back, though, dude, and thank you for stopping by and sharing with us. AKL St. Louis says, Trinidad and Tobago in the house. Nice one, AKL St. Louis. Who do you think the best player that ever played for Trinidad and Tobago is? Get a vote in there. It's obviously Dwight York, isn't it? It's obviously Dwight York. Maybe there's somebody else. I mean, you may know more about Trinidadian football there, my friend. But let me know who you think the best player that Trinidad and Tobago's ever produced is. And shout out to Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, Lynette Giggs says York. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be Dwight York. The guy was a machine. Guy was an absolute machine. Thank you, Joshua Commander says, nice show, Pig. United fan says, Pig, do you think Sancho's coming? I do. I'm 60%, but look, United have disappointed me many times, so we'll talk about it when it's all done and everything. But an update show on it, just to give an update, yeah, it's all looking likely that it's going to be done pretty hush-hush at this moment in time, because there's nothing being reported or anything coming out to the contrary at the moment. JP says, Dwight York, absolutely got to be. Fabian Isaac says, what was that Stoke player? Oh, yeah, Jay, no, I don't want to look at the chat because I want to think of it myself. I know who you mean, mate. I know exactly who you mean. Oh. Anyway, okay, fair enough. It's not coming to my head, but I know exactly who you mean, man. United fan says, how you doing, Matt, my friend? Thank you very much. Kenwyn Jones. Yeah, Ryan Bursman, you spelt that wrong. You put Kenyon Jones. He's not Kenyan, mate. He's Trinidadian. His name's Kenwyn Jones. That's it. Thank you for reminding me. That's exactly the one that I was thinking of. But it's not Kenyon Jones. It's Kenwyn. But yeah, they've actually had a good few players, though, haven't they? Papa Lomo says, now is a good time for Sancho to success. I hope so, mate. Matt Rush says, good, mate. You okay? Fabian Isaac, how you doing, Fabian? Yeah, Ryan says for autocorrect. Michael Fletcher, thank you. I'll just end on this then today, lads and lasses. If you're just getting into the show, though, hit that like button and feel free to go back and watch the rest of the show. Obviously, there's a bunch of United news that we covered in here. It wasn't just the transfer news. I like to give you all the updates and quotes and new stuff that's coming out to the show daily. So, yeah, just thank you so much for asking, Michael Fletcher. Yes, we are doing a watch-along for the Villa game tomorrow. So tomorrow night, 10 p.m, United are playing Aston Villa in a pre-season friendly. Unfortunately, we're not going to have any new signings other than Donny van der Beek coming into play. But it'd be interesting to see. Hopefully the lads can do well. I'm really looking forward to seeing van der Beek in the midfield. Hopefully he does play. And just some of the other aspects of the game, like what Solskjaer's going to do with the squad and the tactics and the formation and all that sort of stuff, and seeing how we stack up. So yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I think come back and watch it tomorrow. We're going to do the watch along for the game. Should be a good game of football. You know, United Villa, it's a pre-season friendly, but just to give us something to watch. I'm looking forward to that. And then of course the Premier League getting underway tomorrow as well, but we're not going to do any stuff for that. We're just focusing on United, and it's all about Manchester United. Hopefully we can get some players in. Hopefully we can have a good game tomorrow, and hopefully we can just start to get the wheels in motion with a few of these signings that we've been talking about. JP, shout out to you, matey. Yusan Akbayev as well, thank you. That United family going to do something for their channel soon as well. Shout out to you two guys, bunch of legends of the United community on here. Davey Fisher as well, Fabian Isaac, United fan, Jesse Lingard. Anyone want to play me on 8-ball pool? You know what I do play? I do play snooker game. What is it called? I play a snooker game, lads and lasses. What is it? I love a bit of snooker. It's just called giraffe game snooker. I'll play that. It's pretty good. Snooker Stars, I think it's called, actually. But anyway, it's pretty sick. But I don't play 8-ball pool on there, mate. To be fair, 8-ball pool, it's good, but it's just not as good as snooker, is it, really? Snooker's the daddy. Everyone knows snooker's the daddy. Ryan Berberspin9, thank you so much for getting in here and saying that we've hit 200 likes. Brilliant stuff. Great effort, lads and lasses. Thank you for chucking a like on it. Thank you for watching this stream. Please leave a like if you haven't done so, and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel as well. Hit that subscribe button, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Come back in a few minutes time. Have your say about who you think United should get in. Have your say about anything we've discussed in the live chat today. So yeah, I'll speak to you in there as well. I always try and respond to everybody that comes back and comments. So if you want to come back and comment, have a cheeky little comment, and like I say, subscribe and click that bell icon if you're new to the channel. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. All the links are in the description here. Check out the Twitter page at Mr. Flying Pig HD, and also Flying Pig United on Twitter as well as the channel page, and Facebook and Instagram. Nice one! Alright then, you bloody bunch of legends. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tonight, 9:30. So 9:30 every single night now. We're doing a transfer roundup or a Man United news show, 9:30 every single evening. So we've had a little bit of fluctuation of the times. We're going to try at least and stick to 9:30. So 9:30 every night. Put it in your diary, circle it, stick a little David Moyes sticker on it to say that it's going to be freaking gashtastic. No, it's not going to be gashtastic. It's going to be awesome. What am I on about? Stick a Greenwood sticker on there because it's going to be a top shagger event. What does that even mean? I'm talking COD. You see, I knew I should have ended it a minute ago. I stayed on here 1 minute too long. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it from me. Thank you for watching. That last bit made no sense at all. But that's what happens sometimes when you speak for an hour and 20 minutes. Sometimes you come out of a fair bit of shite. Which I just did. Anyway, guys, it's going to be a top shagger Greenwood event. What the fuck does that even mean? We're losing our tits. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you. Losing our tits? What does that mean? We're losing our marbles. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Ellie, you have a good one. Joe Bobley, Ricky Swift, JP, Joshua Commander, Ryan Babsman9, United fan, everyone else, thank you so much for watching. Shout out to the moderators, Mr. Matthew Rashmus, Ellie, G. Wolf, Aaron Homeyard, everybody for getting in it. Alex, King Eric, thank you. Thank you. When the seagulls follow the trawler, it is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. There we go, guys. Thanks for watching. What the hell? United Ways' top shagger event. What does that even mean? Oh my god. Sometimes just stuff comes out of the brain, Anyway, this is this is the Patreon credits to say shout out all these legends, all these names you see here. Support this show on Patreon or our tier 2 channel members as well on YouTube. So shout out, you can click the blue join button if you want and support this show, but it is obviously all free. The best way you can support the show is just by hitting the like button and subscribing and sharing it around if you want. That is the best way you can support the show, but this is just to say thank you to all those guys that do actually support the show monetarily each month. These guys, thank you so much for all the support, guys. I just want to say that. Legends. Right, okay, thank you for watching. Stay classy. Have a great day. I'll see you this evening for another football roundup. Hopefully there'll be some good news to talk about, and we'll get into it a bit later on. But yeah, as I say, have a great afternoon, everyone. This is the Pig on Flying Pig, and I take it easy.